boxing IQ. He's a very good fighter. He's stronger. He's very compact. He's like a bull, you know. He's a smart guy.
Well, but Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power.
Bud could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo.
Gennady Golovkin has made a surprising prediction ahead of the upcoming Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford showdown. Golovkin believes Crawford won't struggle with Canelo's power, insisting that Canelo lacks true knockout strength. Having faced Canelo 3 times himself, Golovkin says the fighter hasn't changed much over the years. He praises Crawford's power and adaptability, while emphasizing that every opponent brings unique challenges that demand smart preparation.
This is boxing. This is more interesting.
Gennady, let me ask you this. You were there ringside. You saw Canelo. Yeah. Did he look better than what he did in the second fight with you? Does he look like he's improving and getting better?
Marcus, I told you just, you know, every opponent gives you different. Every fight is different. Two fights I had, 2 fights with him. First fight and second fight is different, you know, just.
So you think like,
no, I don't feel like, you know, more power, more speed. No, he stayed the same.
Gennady Golovkin has spent a total of 36 rounds in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, giving his opinion more weight than most. He argues that Canelo depends on flurries of combinations and flashy knockout attempts rather than delivering true power punches capable of breaking down an elite opponent. For Golovkin, this is not mere speculation but insight gained from direct combat. Having absorbed Canelo's best shots firsthand, he remains convinced they lack the natural force one would expect from a fighter so widely feared for his strength. His viewpoint challenges a popular belief that Canelo is a devastating puncher. Instead, Golovkin portrays him as a boxer who relies more on timing and volume rather than raw punching power.
Golovkin weighs in as everybody's trying to gauge how this fight is going to play out. They anticipate this fight. They want to know how this fight is going to play out. And Gennady Golovkin gives his 2 cents. As his trainer, Abel has been on social media doing multiple interviews and stating that Terence Crawford is simply too small and he's going to lose, right? And Gennady Golovkin, as Abel Sanchez is saying that he's going to get knocked out, right? Because it's too much power. Well, but Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power. He said, I fought Canelo at 160 and at 68, and I could say he has fast punches, he has fast combinations, but I wouldn't say there were a lot of power there, or power punches, or knockout punches. You saw that. You saw this clean shots that I took, and he brought, and there were no results. End quote. So Gennady Golovkin is saying, he hit me with clean shots. You saw him hit me with clean shots. And the results was I didn't go anywhere. Now, I know people will say, well, Gennady Golovkin is naturally bigger than Canelo.
While Gennady Golovkin's former trainer insists that Terence Crawford has no chance against Canelo Alvarez, Golovkin himself doesn't fully agree. He acknowledges Crawford's sharp skills and strategic mindset, which could pose real challenges to Canelo, making the fight potentially more competitive than many experts initially assumed.
Many still see this as a one-sided beatdown in favor of Canelo Alvarez. Former Golovkin trainer Abel Sanchez, who's been very critical as of lately and said that Canelo will just play with Terence Crawford and by the second half, it'll just be like a sparring session. Sanchez said that Canelo will not only dictate the pace throughout the evening, if Triple G himself couldn't even hurt Canelo, then Crawford Crawford's chances are definitely not that great. Sanchez said, quote, "Crawford is a great fighter, but that's why weight divisions exist. Neither Bivol could hurt him, nor could my fighter in 2 fights." Triple G's former trainer has also repeatedly emphasized that Crawford should have moved up in weight class a long time ago, and that his jump should have been more gradual and steady, and suggested that skipping divisions will definitely play a role in him potentially losing badly to Canelo Alvarez.
Golovkin's trilogy with Canelo remains one of the most talked about rivalries in modern boxing. The fact that he continues to question Canelo's reputed punching power after all those rounds is quite revealing. His comments carry weight because they come from a fighter who has faced Canelo's hardest shots multiple times. When Golovkin said that Crawford has the tools to withstand Canelo's offense, it quickly becomes headline news throughout the boxing world. Fans and analysts debate his remarks since they challenge the widely accepted image of Canelo as a ruthless finisher. Golovkin's perspective reignites important questions about how much of Canelo's fearsome reputation is driven by marketing versus genuine performance inside the ring.
Boxing Dr. News. Hey boxing fans, remember the epic Golovkin-Canelo trilogy? Well, get this. GGG once spilled the tea on Canelo's punching power, and it's not what you'd expect. Picture this. 2 legends, 3 fights, and a whole lot of controversy. GGG said Canelo's punches were fast, but not knockout material. Can you believe it? He claimed those clean shots brought no results. Now, fast forward to today. GGG's been out of the ring since their last bout, but rumors are swirling about a comeback. Meanwhile, Canelo's gearing up for a massive showdown with Terence Crawford. The big question is, will Canelo prove GGG wrong and land that knockout punch? It's been a while since his last stoppage. The boxing world is buzzing, and we can't wait to see what happens next.
Training camp reports add another layer of intrigue to this highly anticipated clash. According to Showbiz, Canelo Alvarez has taken a cautious approach during his sparring sessions with Gennady, often holding back and avoiding unnecessary risks to preserve himself for the main event. While this careful strategy can be seen as smart, some insiders suggest it may also indicate doubts about his current preparation. More sensational accounts claim that Canelo was dropped in the 3rd round by Ennis and visibly struggled to handle a younger fighter's speed and power. Though these reports remain unconfirmed, they have certainly caught the attention of fans and analysts alike, sparking questions about their validity. If Canelo is indeed showing vulnerability in sparring, it could be an early warning sign that his form is slipping. For Terence Crawford, who excels at exploiting weaknesses, such potential flaws could provide the perfect opening to take control of the fight.
And let's talk about what we do know about Canelo Alvarez bringing boots to training camp and what we can concur. First, you must understand that Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is September 13th, okay? That's just a few weeks away. Almost 3 weeks away, something like that. It's just a few weeks away. So to expect them to have hardcore sparring, like real sparring, where they're fighting each other and they're really just going hard and sparring, pause, I don't really see that happening, because you don't want a cut or anything, and you don't want anything to threaten the fight September 13th. Also, not only is Canelo Alvarez fighting soon, September 13th, but Boots Ennis, he has to fight against Lima come October. So you don't want Canelo Alvarez beating up on Boots either and cutting him or anything like that, blackening his eye or detached retina or anything like that. You don't want any incidents like that. So understand that they're probably sparring light to mid. They're definitely not going hard in there. Okay, pause. So we have to really put it aside that either one, I don't think Canelo will be beating the hell out of Boots or Boots beating the hell out of Canelo. But what I can see is if Boots is moving around and Canelo can't catch him, like let's say Boots is like pop, piecing him up with some light work and Canelo can't get to him, which, you know, that's kind of different than a real fight. In a real fight, you know, Canelo will be breaking you down and then you kind of get tired over time. But still, if they're working on cutting off the ring, if Canelo can't, and Boots is hitting him with, you know, piecing him up and moving and slipping and sliding, and he just can't get to him, that'll be some value added and something to be concerned about, which is why I said it's over.